like she said, I'm Desiree Sims, and I am super excited to be here. And, hold on, I'm stuck. I like freedom. Hold on. Okay. So, I'm super excited to be here because I remember you guys are actually an answered prayer, okay? You were the manifestation of an answered prayer. And I was, about a year ago, I was sitting in my prayer closet, and I said, Lord, I know all these mistakes I made and all this stuff that I've been through cannot be in vain, okay? And so I was like, I want to mentor some women. I want to share my story. I want to help them get through whatever, troubles they're going through, maybe the same, whatever. And inspire and motivate and just give women hope, okay? And so he brought me in the path of Mrs. Loretta Ware, who is in the audience today, and she has an organization, Me, Myself, and I actually spoke at her Young Women's Breathe University. And then I met the wonderful Mrs. Teresa Randleman at that event. And so here I am today. And so I'm really excited, thank you. So I'm really excited about it. And when I was doing research, and I said, how do I want to start this out? Do I want to tell a joke? Do I want to tell a story? And I actually came across a little picture with some words on it, and it said that the only time a woman is helpless is when her nails are drying. And I thought it was cute, and so true, because as women, we wear so many different hats. Some of you in the audience right now, you may be a wife, you may be a mother, you may be a chauffeur, a chef, enter in whatever, entrepreneur or work for corporate America. And, and sometimes we wear all those hats at the same time, okay? But I'm here today to remind you that you are magnificent. You are phenomenal and you are powerful, okay? And you are actually a walking miracle, okay? Because I did some research and I came across that the probability of us actually being born is 1 in 400 trillion. So you are literally a walking miracle. And the walking miracle I want to talk about today is she was a phenomenal business owner, philanthropist. She did so much for the community. She even owned some property here in Idlewild. And that is Mrs. Madam C.J. Walker. And she was known as the first female self-made millionaire. Okay, and she did that by she created some beauty products, some hair care products and beauty products, and she actually sold them door to door, okay, with her organization. And they actually wore something similar to this. And that's why I have this outfit on today, because you're probably looking at me like, she's looking like she's going to church or something. But no, this is actually what they would wear. They would have on the black skirt, the blazer, and the hats, and they were looking pretty sharp, but they would do that door to door, and that's how she became a self-made millionaire in a time where it wasn't, based on her past and how she grew up, that was not what you would think that she would be, okay? Because she grew up, she actually was born into a slave family, and she was actually the first free person in her family, though, right after the Emancipation Proclamation. And she was born into the slave family, and tragically, at the age of 7, her mother died. And then shortly after that, within that year, her father died. And so she became an orphan at the age of 7. And so she ended up moving with some family members, and they didn't really treat her well. They kind of, and they didn't really have a lot of money. And so she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get married, and I'm going to start my own life. And so she got married at the age of 14. And so when I read that, I said, what? Okay, I'm 32 years old, and I don't have a ring on my finger. What is going on? I just felt some type of way about it. But unfortunately, her husband died when she was about 20. She remarried. He was kind of a jerk. He wasn't the best pick. And then she ended up marrying Mr. Walker, how she got her name, Madam C.J. Walker. And so we can learn a lot from Madam C.J. Walker, a lot. But I'm only here for a short time today. And so I just want to share with you 3 things that I learned about her that we can apply to our life so that we could be the success that we are designed to be. And the first thing is that she turned her problem into her profits, okay? She actually had a scalp disease to where her hair was falling out, okay? And so she would wake up and there would be clumps of hair on her pillow. And so she tried everything. She tried product after product after product. I'm sure she was extremely frustrated. And so one night she decided to pray to the Lord for help. And so she actually was visited by, a black man visited her in her dream and gave her the recipe for her products. So she tried it, she whipped it up. She put it on her own hair, because you gotta try it on yourself first. You can't put it on other people first. Tried it on herself, it worked. And she said, well, I have to make sure it works, with everyone and with everyone. So she gave it to her friends and her family, worked for them too. So she said, I'm gonna sell this. And so that's how she became a self-made millionaire, because of her problem. Look, every business out there solves a problem. That's all they do. They solve a problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. Okay? And so I just challenge you today to look at your problems in a different perspective. Your problem doesn't hinder you from success. It could actually be the thing that catapults you towards it. And so just, maybe when you go home today and you're like, oh, this, write down on paper and say, what solution can I come up with today that could potentially change my life and the lives of other people? Okay? And so the second thing is that what you believe you will receive. Now, she never believed that she could be successful, and she never believed in herself enough to go well, first of all, believe in that dream to whip up the products, then she would have never went towards it, and she would have never been who she was. There's a scripture that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Okay? It doesn't say, as a man pretends to be in the streets. Okay? Because a lot of us, we have this face on where we're like, oh, we're great. I'm fabulous, I'm confident, and all this stuff. But, I'm guilty of it too. I could probably get an Academy Award for how much I pretend to be okay when sometimes life is not okay. And so it's your innermost thoughts. It's when you're at sleep, like when you're in your bed at night, about to go to sleep, and those thoughts creep up in you. I'm not worthy enough. I'm too fat, I'm too skinny. I'll never be successful because of this, that, and the third happened in my past. Sorry, my phone is like dropping down and okay. Sorry. And so it's our innermost thoughts. And you can't expect to have a positive life with negative thoughts. It just doesn't work. And you may be having some negative thoughts right now, like, this girl is crazy. Will she just quit talking? Those negative thoughts are actually bringing negative experiences to you, okay? And, you can't expect to, if you tune in to 98.7 on the radio, you can't expect to get the music from 100.3. It doesn't work. And that's the way your thoughts work. Your thoughts create your words, create your actions, create your habits, create your life, okay? And our bishop from my church says, on the tip of your tongue is either your future or your funeral. So be careful what you speak, because it's coming. Believe it or not, it's coming. A lot of people think like, oh, your thoughts, they can't create your reality. Well, every single thing that was created was first a thought. First a thought. So just keep that in mind. We have to think about what we're thinking about. If you have a negative thought, we all have them. I have them. Everybody's like, oh, that's right, you're so positive. Yeah, but I still have negative thoughts. But I just choose to say, you know what? That's not my thought. We're not doing that today. Okay, I'm magnificent, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, I am above and not below, I am the head and not the tail, I am the lender and not the borrower. And so that's what you have to tell yourself. And there's one thing that helps me too. I say, everything happens for a reason, all things work together, and the best is yet to come. Whenever you're having a struggling moment, just think that, and just say that out loud. So third thing is that we must persevere, okay? Life is going to happen. Life is going to happen, #life, okay? Things happen. And Madam C.J. Walker, she had every excuse. Like, she was an orphan, and then she had some failed marriages, and she just, first of all, her hair was falling out. She just had all these different things that were going on, but she chose to persevere. And there was actually a time where she wanted to expand her business. And she came to her husband, Mr. Walker, and she said, hey, I want to expand my business. I want to help more people, all that. And he said, no, you should be happy to make $10 a week. And first of all, when I read that, I said, $10 a week? Who can survive off of $10 a week? But, back in the day, it was different. But, so, she decided, she said, okay, well, if you're not on my team, then you're not going to be on my team. And she decided to divorce him. And I was like, wow. And then it made me think back on a time when, just a little side note, if you're single in here and you're thinking about getting married, make sure you know what your purpose is and where you're going. Because if you don't know it and you get married and then it doesn't line up, you're going to be in some trouble, okay? Because he might not agree. So you got to be who you are going to be and walk in that direction, and your husband will meet you on the way. Hopefully, maybe. No. But we have to persevere. We really do. We just have to keep going. We can't quit, okay? And I'm going to close with this, okay? I go to a church in Auburn Hills, Community Impact Church, actually, and our pastor always has these great messages, but one message just really got me right in the side. And he was talking about when Moses delivered the children of Israel from Pharaoh and from slavery and all that good stuff. And at the end of the sermon, he said, "Who are you going to deliver?" And I was like, who am I going to deliver? And I was like, and he went on to say, there are certain people that are attached to you, attached to your destiny, attached to your purpose. People are watching you. When you go after your dreams and you go after your goals and you step out on faith, people are inspired by you. People are motivated by you. And maybe you're the only one that can get through to somebody. Because my voice may get through to you or somebody else's voice, but somebody is attached to your destiny. And by you being in fear and not going after it, those people aren't going to get delivered. And so I ask you today the same question he asked me. Who are you supposed to deliver? Don't let that fear stop you. Because it's selfish. Honestly, when you look at it that way, it's selfish to not go after your dreams because there are people waiting in the balance, waiting for you to go after it. And so, in real closing, I said that a minute ago. So, in closing, this is how our pastor actually ends all of his sermons, and I love it. It really puts it on a high note to go out into the world. And, I encourage you to live in faith, to love and laugh, to pursue your dreams, and remember, quitting is not an option, and failure is not final. Thank you guys so much. God bless you.